Huzzah, everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Twilight Princess Minimalist Run, Part 43. Last time we beat the mini-boss and got the spinner, and today we're going to test it out within the dungeon, and lo and behold, my brand new shield. Yeah, unfortunately, once you get the Ordon shield burnt, you can't get another one ever again, which is kind of sad if you're wanting to keep it for consistency's sake, but nonetheless, I like the design of the wooden shield way more than the Ordon shield anyway. The only thing I don't like about it is that whenever you put it on and you're not within a windy area, Link's model is designed in such a way to where his hat kind of clips into the shield, which can look a little bit awkward at times. But still, I think this is like I'm not going to lie. Call me a weirdo if you please, but I love the design of the wooden shield more than the alien shield. There, I said it. I don't know why. It's like a wooden mirror shield to me, in the way it's shaped and all. I know it's a weird analogy, but hey, me getting a wood shield had to happen sometime. I just didn't think it'd happen within the Gudo's Fortress. I figured it would have happened within the second dungeon because, you know, it's a fire-based dungeon of all things. But no, it's not. I'm surprised at how long this playthrough's been going on for. This is easily going to creep up into the school semester to the point of where I'm going to have to take time out of my school schedule just to upload it. Meaning that I originally had a Zelda side project planned alongside this one, but whether or not I'll do that, I'm not even 100% for sure anymore. I may do it, I may not, but I'm kind of looking at a not. Because I can see this playthrough being 80 parts by the time I reach the end. Don't hold me on that, but regardless, this playthrough is going to take a while. And when you take into account that I've already got a fall project in mind, yeah. Gosh darn it. This I remember being tricky though because of how the spinners just randomly stop whenever the flid they want. Kinda sucks that you get the spinner though, like towards the end of the dungeon though. I don't get that. Like seriously, they could have spent like the second half of it or something. Or the first half, like at least utilizing it a little. Not saying that the puzzles are bad, but there needed to be more stuff designed around it. If you get my drift. I say that as I'm riding this thing on a rail. Lols. Anywho, I think we're pretty close to the boss. Whoa, wait a second, it's right there. That didn't take long at all. I recall from memory that doing that normally takes me like 10 minutes, but here I am getting it done before the 4-minute mark. And not all of that was spent doing that room, so yeah, that's something. So yeah, you really do get this towards the end of the dungeon. That's kind of sad. Luckily though, the boss does a very good job in utilizing the whole dungeon item thing. In fact, I think I'd go as far as to say that this this dungeon's boss rather, is probably my favorite boss in the entire game. But yeah, my opinion of the spinner, very cool item, but probably the most underutilized tool in the entire game. Well, either that or the Dominion Rod from a particular dungeon we'll be going into later. But speaking of the boss, we're here. So let's do this thing. And I'm not going to be needing this, so let's go ahead and fill up my lantern. Pretty convenient of them to be putting lantern oil within the dungeon, but I digress. Let's see if we can find a fairy. I hope. There's a heart for troubles. Again? Really? Fine. Alrighty. Let's fight our boss. Alrighty, so things look a bit too quiet, a little too quiet. I know I'm reusing a cliched line and all, but alas, I thought it fit this particular situation. Oh, hey, it's you. You still live. How astonishing. No wonder some call you a hero. But this is truly a bittersweet reunion. Truly. For I fear this is the last time I will see you alive. Oh, and the text is scrolling by itself, so I couldn't do anything about that. Or the text. Did I just say text? Blech. Gosh darn it. It's like, well, my work here is done. Folks, I present to you my favorite normal boss of the entire game. Meaning I'm not counting the final boss or the boss leading up to it. It is time to fight Twilight Fossils the Lord, or Stylord. I'm not really for sure how you pronounce that, but anywho, what we need to do is find a way to break off his spine here while dodging these deadly traps on the spinner guardrail things. And all the while trying to steer clear of the annoying Stalfos warriors that get in the way. Really Flittigans. But this fight may not look like a whole lot, even though I still consider it fun. It's the second part of this, spoilers, that really catches my attention. And I figured I'd say that anyway, since this is a challenge run, not a Let's Play garnering any particular audience that's wanting to get into the game, so. Let's see if I can get a good, clear shot of that. Almost. Can't let that stay on the ground too long, or otherwise it'll lose its speed, become pretty useless. Yeah! This fight is like literally like revolved around a spinner for the entirety of the fight. Like seriously, 90% of the time you are using the spinner. Quite frankly, it's pretty fun. Ow. Then I do like the Ocarina of Time remix here. Granted, it is the same song used in the Diabolo fight from the first dungeon, but awesome remix nonetheless, and these Stalfos warriors seriously need to get out of my way. Crap. Ow! Let me get that heart. Ooh. Can I get a clear shot on him this time? Oh, so close. There we go. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. But we didn't hear the victory theme. Something seems a bit off. A little bit too fishy, if I do say so myself. So let's see what's up. First, let's bring attention to this. Probably not the wisest of moves, but... yeah... he's not quite ready to go down just yet. Ow. And this is when things start to get really fun. I love this portion of the fight. So essentially you're jumping from one wall to the other, dodging his attacks, and finding the perfect opportunity to ram him straight into the face. And really, it's so much fun. I love this fight so much. And eventually they'll be adding little trap spinners to the mix. And you cannot get hit once, otherwise you'll have to restart the portion all over again. So, yeah, you need to be super careful in this fight. Oh man, we got the Dodongo fight remix music from Ocarina of Time. Again, so many freaking Ocarina of Time callbacks from this one dungeon alone. And there's that 10% I was talking about. We gotta slam him in the forehead. Forehead. Holy fled! I don't think I've ever done that many hits in one shot before. Though then again, it might just be because of the fact that I'm using the Ordon sword and not the Master Sword like I normally would. So yeah, throwing these things in the mix as well as dodging those fireballs can be easier said than done. Especially if your timing is off. Ah, gosh darn it. I offshooted that by a bit. Alright, it's the Lord. I'm coming for you. Whoop. Almost got me for a sec. Not paying attention. Sitting here twitching my eyes. It's about time for me to take my contacts out. In fact, as soon as I finish this dungeon, I'm probably going to head straight to bed. Oh, and there's also this. You can't be at a very low elevation like that, otherwise... yeah, you have to start over again. So yeah, there's a... you have to essentially multitask the crap out of this fight in order to get it working to your liking. You gotta look at it from like 3 different angles. The fireballs, the traps, and the fact that you gotta make sure you're at a high enough elevation so you can essentially not accidentally go into the ground when trying to dodge all the fireballs and restart the cycle over again. So apparently what I should be doing is that as soon as I dodge a spinner, I need to jump right back on here so I can continue ascending the tower in the middle. Oh man, I better hope I didn't get that wrong. Oh man, darn it! Shoot. The pot. Give me that. Thank you. It's fights like these where I'm glad to have the 15-minute time limit gone. Okay, I'm high enough. No, not that kind of high, but you know what I mean. Ugh! Okay, I think one more hit ought to do this guy in. But I think they also add spinners to the left side as well. So yeah, this fight gets progressively harder with each phase. Again, lots of multitasking to be had. And is it me, or do the spinners go away as soon as this Lord comes up? Yeah, they do. Huh. There we go. That ought to do it. I love how the spin attack's like a multi-hit attack. It's like so crazy. It's kind of like how Wind Waker HD is with like the multi-hit hitboxes for some reason, which for some reason I never could understand. Yeah, it's like only in Wind Waker HD your sword can like hit twice within an enemy, unlike the original. It's odd. And that's kind of like what that fight reminded me of when I was using that spin attack on him. Huh. But alas, we have defeated yet another boss. And we need to ignore yet another heart container. I'm sorry, but I must bid farewell to you, Mr. Heart Container. Our paths will meet once again, and hopefully collide within a future Zelda game, but for now, we must part ways.